All right, Monday morning, new composing week, and I am going to be starting in on section 2 of Symphony 3. And I'm going to walk through a little bit of the process this time. Last week I just talked through it and at the end showed you what I had done. Today I'm going to be experimenting with the planning out stage, essentially. And in order to do that, we're going to need to go somewhere else. So come with me. We're going to go into a different room where I can literally spread out. So in order to do this, I've got to basically go into my living room where I've got enough room on the floor. And this is going to be all sorts of awkward and, well, we're just going to switch cameras here and I'll kind of show you the format. Alright, so I have switched over to my big camera, not shooting on the phone this time. And, yeah, I'm just in the middle of my living room floor right now. And this does not look like a good composing setup to most people. But here's why I am going to be doing this. Music is an auditory art form. It exists in our ears. However, humans, by and large, are visual creatures. We see stuff, and we need to be able to visualize and get it through our optical nerves before we get it through our auditory nerves. So what I've got around me is essentially a bunch of school supplies. And what I've got here are remnants from my days as an English teacher, sentence strips. And these are going to, you'll see here in a little bit, form the structure of the form I'm going to be working with. I've got note cards, pair of scissors, pencil, staff paper if I need it, glue stick, and most important of all, coffee. And so, let me kind of show you what I'm going to do. I've got a bunch of different colors of sentence strips, and first thing I want to do is I'm going to just sort these out by color. Different colors are sorted out now. And each color will basically represent a different section of the band. So the pink here might represent upper woodwinds, green here might be saxes, orange might be low reeds, high brass, low brass, etc. And the note cards here are really simply going to be to add notes in as I go along. And so let's just kind of start out the process, and we're going to start green strip, and I know where I'm going to start. And what I'm going to do is along here, I'm going to make tick marks, and each tick mark will represent a full measure. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 bars per one of these. And so, on here, I know that I want to have either an English horn or a bass oboe solo to come out of it. And it'll just depend on the range of notes involved, but probably the bass oboe. And in this case, I'm actually scoring for lupophone, so I've got an extra half octave to play with. Alright, essentially what I've done is I've just written down bare bones notes. Measures 1 through 6, measure 1 will be empty on this, measure 2 through 5 will pick up on a 4 measure long baritone oboe solo. And it's going to be playing the motif of the mountains, and I don't think I've talked about motifs and light motifs. I will talk about that probably in the next video. And what I've done is on here I've added notes and put that on my note card. And basically I write suddenly slower tempo from section 1, quarter note equals 76, half time from previous section. And so just some basic notes on tempo and style. And then this is instrumentation. Now this is not by any means complete. So the next thing I'm going to use yellow for structural. And when I say structural, I just, in this case, literally mean structure. Okay, so you can see a little bit of structure here. So reading from my left to right, I basically have, right now, through 10 measures plotted out. The green is double reeds, so I've got oboes up here, bassoons down here. The orange here is saxophones, the blue here are horns. And so saxophones will play through the whole thing right now. We start off with, in this case, the baritone oboe. I have the 4 bassoons come in at this point, call and response to 4 horns. So 10 bars, and this is just kind of building up a new texture. And this is just bare bones here. And so next thing I need to do is start bringing in a little bit more instruments, a little bit more melody, and we'll go from there. Alright, just did a quick calculation. I've got 15 bars sketched out here. That equates to about 50 seconds of music. What I've done is added up here in pink flutes and just, trimmed off excess horns. I probably should do the same thing here for bassoons. But all in all, we've got this is through measure 15, 16, 17. And you can see the process here. And I'll just slowly build here, and it'll eventually turn out to be a giant maze. So this is the blocking that I do in what I find to be a little bit more complex sections. It gives me a real good chance to visualize things and work from there. So I'll probably continue filming and just do some more fast forwarding through stuff. But this is the process. It's a little tedious, but it works pretty well. Alright, so I've been working another 30 minutes or so, and as you can see, I've got a colorful monstrosity here from measure 1 to measure 33. So this is the opening part of section 2, which will be just a slow build from the almost near climax at the end of section 1 to where we really start to take off in section 2. And basically I have everything planned out here. 33 bars, it's what I'm thinking will be around, quarter note is 76. That gives me roughly a minute 45 seconds thereabout. So this will extend the whole piece by 50% where it is now. And then I figure there will probably be another 60 bars past this. We're going to slowly build from the 76 where we cut off here all the way up to 152, which will take a while, but the next step will really be to just get this down on paper or in the computer. So that's where I'm standing right now. So I have the opening section blocked out. It's actually a really handy process. So if you can see, I've got greens are double reeds, pink are flutes, oranges are single reeds, and blues are brass. And see where everything comes in. It's laid out just like it would be in the score and score order. And for a non-musician, they could actually almost follow it along in just the individual blocks. So it's really a great shorthand and a technique I really kind of like using. So that's the technique of sentence strip blocking.